Chat, wake up. New Shoe0nHead video just dropped. Well, not just. It was 3 days ago. And I had to really hold back on watching. As you can see, it has not been pre-watched. I have not watched it yet. We're going in this blind. But the title of the video is, Why Do Women Hate Sydney Sweeney? I haven't even heard of Sydney Sweeney until recently. And the caption on the thumbnail is, The War on Hot Women. I feel like the question in the title is answered by the caption in the thumbnail. And I just keep trying to scroll over, but then the video starts auto-playing with no sound. But, you know, the war on hot women, unfortunately, is nothing new. For as long as I can remember, there has always been a war on hot women. Whether it be hot IRL women, hot video game women, hot anime women. Beautiful women have always had more than their fair share of haters. From their own gender, no less. But let's get into the video. 3, 2, 1, go.
So, if you've been living under a rock, you probably haven't heard that Sydney Sweeney was in an American Eagle commercial.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Are jeans actually blue? I know the jeans that you wear are typically blue. Sometimes black. I have black jeans. But like, if we're talking about like genes as in genetics, are the genetics actually blue or are they multicolored? It's been a long time since I took a biology class. So please fact check this.
Get it? Jeans? Jeans?
Yes.
Because she's attractive? And
yes.
She is. I can see why men like her. She has a really cute face and a nice body. But personally, my favorite thing about Sydney Sweeney is that she's a Nazi. Did they need to include a bunch of Nazi dog whistles in this? How the f did she agree to this? Actual Nazi ad. The only way Sydney Sweeney would be okay with doing an ad like this is if she was a Nazi.
This is not.
Are these people playing Halo? Because that is quite a reach. Just jump straight into the N-word.
Nazi shit.
Yay, the war on hot women.
Stop the ad! That is being racist!
Some of you guys might be too young to remember, but back in the day when an ugly girl was jealous of a pretty girl, she would simply call her a whore. But that's a good thing now, so we have to call her racist. I'm going to be completely honest, I have
female empowerment, am I right?
no idea what movies Sydney Sweeney is in. All I know, she is a very popular celebrity, and I always see discourse on Twitter about her being mid.
What? I think she's quite attractive, and I've only just seen her recently.
What is wrong with you people?
Quiet,
Who
Discord.
is not mid nowadays? I saw Anne Hathaway get called mid the other day.
What?
Anne Hathaway. If these women are mid, I'm like a sub-zero. I'm like a -2. I am like a horseshoe crab on the bottom of the ocean. Horseshoe crabs are pretty
okay, you are a like solid 7 or 8 shoe. Come on, give yourself some credit.
big though. 445 million years, no evolution. That's me. Millions of years on YouTube, no evolution. Sydney Sweeney has like a fun, bubbly personality. She seems like she enjoys being feminine, and it seems like she doesn't hate men, which is a big plus. She really plays in.
Conventionally attractive, seems fun, doesn't hate men. No wonder she's getting so much hate from other women. Oh my god, it's so obvious when I say it out loud like that.
To the like, I'm a hot blonde bombshell, I have big titties thing, which, are we back to liking titties as a society? Didn't Kim Kardashian deflate her ass recently?
I've always liked
I knew
titties.
The ass fad was over. The fall of Kim Kardashian's ass and the rise of Sydney Sweeney. Besides, ass, No, I don't objectify women. I respect women, okay? The only thing that matters to me is a woman's mind. And thighs. What is like the
Yeah,
male
thigh
body
gang.
equivalent to this debate? Abs or arms? Personally, I love a good forearm. I love a good, nice, thick, manly wrist. And you know what looks great on a wrist?
A watch.
Which brings us to today's sponsor, Holster.
Yeah.
So let's quickly give them a
That
shout out
time.
before we get into today's video, shall we?
Although
Holstern is a young
not really
Austrian
in
company that creates
the market
unique
for a watch.
watches, jewelry, and accessories using all natural
I already have a
materials
wristwatch,
like wood and stone.
so you can hear
Their
it.
high-quality timepieces come in various designs for
Oh yeah,
both
it's
men
blonde
and
shoe now.
women, making them the perfect choice for any style or occasion.
Okay.
All of Holstern's
Not
products
gonna
are
lie, those
manufactured
do
in
look pretty
small
damn good.
quantities to ensure responsible and ethical production, while making sure each item is built to last. I personally love the Kaleidoscope watch with the little flower design on the pearl dial. I think it is so beautiful and so cute. I'm obsessed with it. The glass is made of sapphire crystal, making it scratch resistant, while the strap is crafted from koa wood, and it's water resistant as well. There's also the Moonrise watch, which is made from genuine white marble and stainless steel. It shows
Nice.
the weekday, date, and even the current moon phase, which is really cool. I think all their products make very beautiful gifts, and since they're all made from natural materials, they're all very unique. All their items come with a 2-year warranty, and ordering online is super easy with free worldwide shipping within
The price,
5 to
though,
9
makes me
business
kinda
days. And if you're in the
think
US,
twice about
don't
getting
worry.
it.
Holstern handles the custom feeds for you, so no unexpected drama there. Just click my link in the description below and use my special discount code SHOE to get 15% off your
Shoo.
order. Plus, if you additionally sign up for their
15%.
free premium club membership,
not
you'll get
bad.
access to exclusive products, special discounts, and early pre-sales. But if you only want to check things out for now, no pressure. You can just sign up, come back later, and you'll still get a special discount on your first purchase.
No
so
pressure.
if you're looking for a unique gift or just want to treat yourself to a nice watch, I highly suggest checking out Holstern. Big thank you to Holstern for sponsoring this video. And now, let's get back to it. My jeans are brown.
Okay.
Feels like I shit my pants.
The woke
Yeah.
outrage over Sydney
Kinda
Sweeney's
does.
ad has gone from, well, bad to worse.
Some people have taken issue with the phrase great genes being used over images of a blonde, blue-eyed woman.
If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
TikTok and Twitter absolutely blew up with
So if she was a registered Democrat, you wouldn't think that? Huh. Funny that. Anyways.
thousands and thousands of people calling this ad fascist propaganda. Yes, they literally took the jeans and jeans pun to be some kind of Nazi dog whistle.
Hi, Stray.
Because Sydney Sweeney is an attractive blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman, which apparently has been an extinct species for so long in advertisement that when people saw this, they got scared and thought they saw the ghost of Hitler. Is Sydney Sweeney a Nazi? No. But do
No.
these people kind of have a point about this ad?
No.
Also no. They don't know. But let's hear them out. Let's watch some of these TikToks. Let's listen to them. Listen
Do
to
we?
their
Do
points.
we have
We're
to?
not gonna be mean. We're not gonna own the libs, okay? We are
I'm
going
gonna be
to
mean.
hear them out.
I'm going
guys
to
are
be mean.
complaining about that Sydney Sweeney
Oversized glasses. Neck tattoos. Nose rings. Oh yeah, I'm judging. I am judging super hard.
jeans ad, so I went and saw it.
That's Nazi propaganda.
Holy 2014 Tumblr. What the f? Out here looking like she walked straight out of a Stone Toss comic. Looking like you're
She
going
did.
on the thumbnail of this video. Listen,
Yep.
if your bangs end in the
Yep,
middle
she
of
was
your
on.
forehead,
She was actually on the thumbnail in the video. Listen. I'm just saying, some stereotypes exist for a reason.
you don't have to tell me your political opinions.
Yep.
I know them. I can
Yep.
tell. Okay,
Yep.
sorry. I got it out of my system. Let's continue.
I will be the friend that's too woke because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like fascist weird. Like Nazi propaganda weird.
So this commercial
Have I done my daily duty to make America great again? Stray. I'm Canadian.
was apparently a reference to an old Brooke Shields commercial from the 80s.
The secret of life lies hidden in the genetic code. Genes are fundamental in determining the characteristics of an individual and passing on these characteristics to succeeding generations. This may result in the origin of an entirely new species. Which brings us to Calvin's and the survival of the fittest.
Calvin Klein jeans.
Oh my god, she turns into a swastika. She was like 14 in that ad, by the way. Really creepy. So at least Sydney Sweeney is of legal age. 14 is actually pretty old for Brooke Shields if you know her history and her lore. If anything, that is the most f***ed up thing about this Sydney Sweeney ad, referencing an old ad of a child star who was abused by Hollywood. But yeah, it was a callback to an old commercial. And Sydney Sweeney is the current day hot celebrity, so they chose to do it with her. They unfortunately failed to consider the fact that in current year, white people are not allowed to say that they have good genes, because that is Nazi propaganda.
A blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
You don't get to drop lines about inherited traits, blue eyes, and great genes while zooming in on somebody that could have walked straight off of a Nazi propaganda poster.
A white, blonde, blue-eyed, Hitler's wet dream talking about how much she loves her genetics.
Get
it's
off.
not just giving eugenics, it's giving
Get off the
male
internet.
fantasy.
Touch
I
some
like how
grass.
eugenics and being attractive to men are like equally terrible things to.
Because God forbid men are allowed to be happy, am I right?
These people.
Sydney Sweeney's jeans ad is giving ethnic state propaganda. It is giving dystopian. It is giving 1940s Germany.
Why do they all speak the same? Why do they all do the same shit? They all say the same.
Because they're NPCs. Just saying.
It's giving. It's giving. Put a.
Yeah, it's giving. Unlike you people who do nothing but take.
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, fair-skinned woman in an ad and say she has good genes. I don't know if I can say this, but it's literally giving Nazi
There it
propaganda.
is.
It's giving. Also, the flesh-colored microphone. Why? It's giving dick, okay? It's giving penis. It's giving cock.
I can't believe I actually have to explain this, but there is a reason that they picked a girl named Sydney Sweeney for this ad, and it's not just her blonde hair and her blue eyes. Sydney Sweeney is laying with her German Shepherd dog in this shoe. Her name is Sydney Sweeney, so her initials are SS. They intentionally included her German Shepherd dog in the photo shoot.
Oh my god. Take your meds. Meds. Her name is Sydney.
Everybody take your meds.
Sydney Sweeney. Her initials are SS, like the Nazis. The dog is a German Shepherd. German, like the Nazis. Are they putting crack in birth control nowadays? What is going on? She is a hot woman. She is a hot woman because of the way she looks. She looks the way she looks because of genetics. She has great genes. That is how a normal person sees it. She's blonde and has blue eyes and...
Yep. That's all. That's as far as you need to take it.
Her initials are SS and she has a German Shepherd. Is how a schizophrenic, politically brain-rotted person sees it.
Your meds, schizo.
Calling American Eagle. This is Jess. How can I help today?
Hi, I am a marketing student and was wondering if I could speak to someone who could maybe give me some insight as to what estimated return on investment there has to be willing to use white supremacy and eugenics as your marketing campaign.
On a marketing campaign?
Harassing some poor worker. Doesn't even fucking speak English. Has all to do with the commercial. These people are sick.
Yes, I recently saw American Eagle's eugenics.
Do you even know what eugenics mean?
That white blonde girl and talked about how good her genes were in a time where racism is rampant in the U.S.
I see. Thank you for taking time to share your feedback.
Why are you bothering this random ass Filipino woman with your West Wing ass TED talk? Nobody gives a
Okay, so there's no way to, as a student, I can't learn about when eugenics makes sense in marketing? No one on the marketing team can talk to me about that?
No.
I miss like 50 years ago when these people would just be serial killers instead of doing whatever the this is. She's even got other celebrities seething.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue,
Haha, she did a dumb redneck voice, get it? Because all white people are dumb inbred hicks. Good one, Doja. Hey, by the way, why are you pandering to the same exact people who got your ass canceled for wearing a Sam Hyde shirt once? They all think you're racist too, girl.
Why?
But nice
Why
try.
indeed?
Hope they see this.
Doja Cat is making fun of Sydney Sweeney's ad only because she realized after all those years of her kissing up to white supremacists, they're never going to accept her because she's a half black woman. Wearing the Sam Hyde shirt, you dating all these white supremacists. So make fun of the ad all you want, but we'll never forget you rolling around in those chat rooms showing white supremacists your feet so they can make fun of your black ass.
For
Oh,
free?
they see it, and they still hate you.
Weird adverts aside about how the best genes are characterized in a conventionally attractive white, blonde, blue-eyed woman. Not true. I mean, look at me. Within 5 years, or as soon
Weird
as she
flex,
shows
but
any
okay.
sign of aging, that's it. The moment she becomes visibly over 25.
Enjoy the ride now, babe, before you get too old and ugly and hit the wall. But wokely. This is just
But
something
wokely,
I've noticed in the
wow.
decade of criticizing feminism on the internet. Male feminists are the most misogynistic, sexist freaks ever when they finally have an acceptable, approved target to go after. God forbid
Yep.
you are a woman with the incorrect opinion, because hell hath no fury like a male feminist replying to you.
A strawberry blonde, blue-eyed woman marketing having great genes. This is just a whole fucking eugenics campaign, and I, for one, would like to throw myself off a balcony.
Do it. Do a backflip. Live stream it. Also,
Do it. Do it. Do it. You won't. No balls. Yes, you gotta love how, the many ways they waste time on pointless things. But on the bright side, it's all documented and we can all laugh at them. Like we're doing right now. Ha 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 ha. Oh,
these
jolly
people
good
just straight
fun.
up don't know what the eugenics movement is. Talking about genetics is not eugenics. Sydney Sweeney did not say she had the best genes or superior genes or that other people had bad inferior genes. Someone even made it like a fake ad like Beyonce has better genes, and it's like, why'd you pick the picture where she has like a blonde wig on?
Oh.
Women's greatest and most
Probably should have thought about that one a lot more than you did, which was probably not at all. Just saying. Also, my night is going okay, Prisma. Work is done. That's all we can say.
tender insecurity under the patriarchy, which is desirability and the beauty standard. It affects
Because, you know, men don't face issues about desirability and the beauty standard, but, you know, we're not ready to have that kind of conversation, are we?
not only non-white women, even though this is clearly white supremacist, Aryan race propaganda, but it also adversely affects the majority of white women who do not naturally have blonde hair and blue eyes. Because yes, even the women who can achieve this look have to do it through artificial means in one way or another. The vast majority of white women are not naturally blonde. And of course, lots of white women are also insecure about having brown eyes. So that's a whole generation.
But why? Brown eyes are fucking awesome. What's wrong with brown eyes? I had brown eyes from the moment I was born up until 2020. And then some shit happened and now my eyes are like a dull gold.
Of young white women who are being further propagandized to purchase
The truth is,
blonde hair
the opposite
dye
gender
and
decides what's
contacts for the
desirable. You
rest of
can't
all
shame
time.
someone into
Okay.
liking something.
What? Are attractive
Exactly.
women just not allowed to model anymore because, like, God forbid it makes some other women insecure? And as some of
Or even worse, it makes men happy. Oh my god, we can't have that. We can't have the men being happy. They have to be miserable 24/7.
with brown eyes, I've never once felt insecure about having brown eyes. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna get into
Yay.
Hyperborea, but I've
Brown
seen
eye.
myself photoshopped with blue eyes. Horrifying. So we've gone.
That is a lizard. Rewind that.
Eyes.
That is a lizard. That is a lizard person. You cannot convince me otherwise. That is yeah. That kicks in my survival instinct for some reason. It's like there's danger. There's danger nearby.
horrifying. So we've gone from Nazi propaganda to genocide to racism to now poor little girls are gonna feel insecure because they don't have blue eyes like Sydney Sweeney.
Another thing about the Sydney Sweeney beauty standard that is very important to note is that big boobs are a hallmark of what conservative men are attracted to. At the end of the early
I guess I'm a conservative man now. You heard it here. According to women, liking big tits makes you conservative. I'm sorry you guys had to find out this way.
2000s and through the 2010s, we were becoming a more progressive society, and so we also naturally progressed to be a more ass-centric society.
In the 2000s, we were becoming more progressive, so we started objectifying women's butts.
So if you're on the left, you like ass. If you're on the right, you like tits. So where does that leave the feet people? Where are they? Are they centrists?
What? The communist utopia will be ass-centric, apparently. I didn't know the ass first thing was political. How does she know conservatives are all boob men? Conservatives in the audience, are you a boobs or butt guy? What political affiliation are the feet men? Libertarians. Listen, they can try to disguise it with their little intersectionality buzzwords all they want, but at the end of the day, women just want a socially acceptable reason to hate other women. That's it.
Don't they do that already, though?
Good genes passed on to offspring? That American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is literally overt eugenics. I know you don't want to hear this, but if you want to talk about how that ad is promoting eugenics, which it absolutely is, we also have to talk about how choosing not to wear a mask when you can during an ongoing pandemic, because you're okay with a certain subset of people, primarily disabled people of color, dying for your own comfort, is also eugenics.
1 second.
We're waiting. We're waiting.
$2025.
Yep.
We are talking about wearing masks for COVID in 2025.
Yep.
I like how she's woke scolding the other woke scolds for not woke scolding about her particular pet issue. COVID broke the brains of so many of these people, man. It's because it's when the world was just a giant, safe HR longhouse where it was socially acceptable for them to be moral busybodies and never leave their home. It was like the closest to their lib shit utopia that we have ever gotten, and they miss it.
I remember growing up in a predominantly white community, wishing myself out of this body, out of this culture, take my name, if it meant that I could wake up blonde-haired and blue-eyed, never having to explain who I am or worry about being accepted. That is why this American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is especially off-putting.
Listen, I'm sorry that happened.
Guess what? That happened to me too. I grew up in a predominantly white community as a kid. I was the only Asian kid up until high school. But, you know, I never wished that I changed race. I'm sorry that happened to you, but it's time to move on.
To you, but we live in a predominantly white country. If you go to another country, there will be a different beauty standard. If you go to the country of your ancestors, there will be a different beauty standard, and maybe...
Yes. I've noticed this when I went to Japan. It's like, for the first time, I felt like I was not a minority. It was a weird feeling. Like, holy shit. Anyways, I just wanted to share my personal anecdote.
She didn't say her genes were better or the best, and it's not like all the hot popular celebrities look like Sydney Sweeney. Look at Ana de Armas, look at Zendaya. They don't look anything like Sydney Sweeney, and they are known as very beautiful around Hollywood. This is why corporations and the media think in order to pander to the female gaze, everything has to be like average and frumpy and ugly, because women can't stop.
Again, I feel like I'm becoming a broken record at this point. It's like, God forbid we do anything that benefits men. God forbid.
Projecting their insecurities. Not every
they totally
character
are.
in a movie or a video game has to look like you. Not every...
That's true. Like, you never hear this from guys. You never hear, like, when they see, like, a super jacked, super buff guy with, like, an 8-pack. You never hear guys complain, oh, this is an unrealistic beauty standard. Oh, this makes me feel insecure. Because one, if they did complain about that, their asses will get roasted so fast. And two, what they do instead is like, holy shit, look at how jacked that guy is. I want to be jacked like that guy too. His biceps are as big as his head. It's time to hit the gym. See, at least with men, we take our insecurities, and most of the time, keyword, most of the time, we turn it into something productive. Usually going to the gym. But I digress. Again.
Everyone in an ad has to look like you. Hell, the only time I see people who look like me is when I turn on the live-action Grinch movie.
Oh!
By the way, they usually go like, wow, that man is strong. I don't look like that. I'm gonna go to the gym.
Exactly! That is exactly what I just said. Thank you, Shoe. And you saw at the beginning, I did not pre-watch this. Like, there was no red bar underneath the video. I did not pre-watch this.
And women are like, wow, that woman is thin. I don't look like that. I'm gonna go complain.
What to make Sydney Sweeney's jeans better? Like, why did you get that joke? All us woke people are saying is that it's just a little bit weird.
She didn't say her jeans were better. She said her jeans were blue. How does blue mean better? This is self-reporting on such a massive scale.
Weird to directly reference European jeans as better.
Again, she never said that her—
But the company is called American Eagle! What the fuck are we doing here?
Her jeans were better. You are making shit up.
Now, when you think of the all-American girl, like the standard of like American beauty, you probably think blonde hair, blue eyes, white girl, right? You're not supposed to think that way.
You're not supposed
Why
to think
not?
that way, guys. That's dumb.
Like, even though the United States and Canada have become diverse culturally and ethnically, it's still predominantly white. That's just the objective truth.
Well, plus ungood.
That's ingrained in you because of negative things that have been pushed on you by society.
When you think about the all-American woman, you should be thinking about an obese, transgender, disabled woman or something. What would be an acceptable vision of the American woman for this person? It's insane she's saying that we think Sydney Sweeney is hot because of negative things that have been pushed on us by society. No, bitch, we have eyes. And
Yep, I have eyes. Even though one of them is kinda not working, I still have eyes.
just because she is attractive does not mean you are also not attractive. Look at your full lips. That is a standard of beauty I'll never live up to, but that's okay, because I have other things that are beautiful and unique about me, just like you.
Like the eyes, fair skin, the hair too. Come on,
You
she's
have other
attractive.
things that are beautiful and
I
unique
would say
about
she
you,
was attractive.
regardless if Sydney Sweeney is held up as the American beauty standard. These are lessons your mother should have taught you, not a YouTuber. Sydney Sweeney's ad shows a cultural shift towards whiteness. Advertisements are always mirrors of society, and sometimes what they reflect is ugly and startling. Boo! A white woman. An author.
White woman jump scare. The memes write themselves.
Is white. I hate these people, man. Shut up. Shut
Up.
It's one thing when it's like a non-white person talking about how white people suck. It's like, okay, you're just racist.
You're just
but
racist.
When it's a white person talking about white people suck, you need to be ground up into a pulp and fed to livestock. You would honestly be more useful that way. Ads are always mirrors of society.
She said
and
it, not me.
Sometimes what they reflect is ugly and startling. Popular American culture is, indisputably, becoming more puritanical and more conservative.
But this ad focused on Sydney Sweeney being partially undressed and focusing on her body. How is that puritanical and conservative? The person who wrote this article was not thinking. That's the only logical conclusion I can reach. Still irks me that these silly people don't acknowledge all the wonderful women who are a staple of 80s, 90s pop culture. It's either one, selective memory, or two, they weren't born yet, or three, both? Probably both. But like I said, this is not puritanical, this is not conservative, it is the exact opposite of puritanical and conservative. The writer of this article is a hack. There, I said it.
Puritanical. The focus of the ad was her tits and ass.
Yes!
It's not at all a conservative, puritanical ad. Have you seen what the puritanical right thinks of Sydney Sweetie? They think she's a whore, okay? They think she's a whore. The backlash has been swift and fierce, and some of it, at least if you ask me, is fair. The internet has been quick to condemn the advertisement as non-inclusive at best.
But it's just one person. Why do you need it to be inclusive when it's just one person? It's if it's just one person, it is by nature exclusive. I swear, these people use words over and over, but I don't think they know what those words actually mean. Like eugenics. Okay, calm down. Let's just continue the video.
Non-inclusive? Why the f does everything have to be inclusive? It's a commercial with one f***ing person in it. Sweeney exudes a source of vintage sexiness
Thank you,
that caters to the
Shoe,
male
for
gaze. She
vindicating
embodies
me.
the near mythological girl next door beautiful but low-maintenance sexy femininity that dominated the media in the 1990s and early 2000s. Oh wow, that sounds great. You're telling me that's fascism? Waiter, more fascism please. What the f***? It's just so funny, like, the left is currently losing their mind about how, like, they need to get young men to vote for Democrats again, and here they are, like, blondes with big is are fascism. Listen, the alt-right pipeline does not start with the American Eagle ad. It starts with you. What are you doing? This is not at all a...
That reminds me of a quote I read somewhere. No one is a better advertisement for the far right than the far left.
Conservative far-right ad. It's just a normal ad that would have ran like 15 years ago. But I guess that's what being far-right is nowadays. Being normal from 15 years ago. I love this random part of the article though. Young women are being radicalized through so-called clean skincare and healthy eating.
Oh. Guess what, chat? I've been radicalized. I have also partaken in better eating, healthier eating. I've even started, like, a skincare routine, if you can believe it or not. I guess I'm radicalized now by this person's logic, which feels like a contradiction saying logic.
So fascism is hot people eating healthy and having clean skin. Goebbels himself could not make better propaganda. Literally, as I am editing this video, the New York Times comes out with his opinion piece, Why the
right is I mean, there's a lot of, like, health and medical benefits for being thin. It's like obesity leads to several, and I mean several, health complications. So it's like, it's not only good to be thin just to be seen as more attractive, but it's also good for your physical health. Just saying. That's why I'm eating healthier. That's why I'm lifting weights. Not only to become better looking, but to take care of myself and on a physical health level. This has nothing to do with morality. It's just, I want to take care of myself. It's simple as that. It's not that deep, fam.
The right is obsessed with thinness. I would really, really appreciate if people stopped equating health and beauty to fascism, because if health and beauty are fascism, what is unhealthiness and ugliness? Unfortunately, a big part of socially progressive ideology is dismantling hierarchies and norms and challenging what society sees as conventional, traditional, and beautiful. A really good example of this was those statues that were put up like all over different cities.
Is that New York? I think it's New York.
Of like a frumpy woman in leggings, and the artist says like the purpose of these was to like challenge conventional beauty standards. And it's like, imagine looking like one of these women and then hearing like, oh yeah, this was put up to challenge beauty. Like, what do you mean by that?
Chat, what did they mean by that?
Body positivity movement like 10 years ago. Remember like all the fat influencers? Remember when
yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of those fat influencers are dead because of health complications. Just saying. Just saying.
single ad was like this ad, for example. Calvin Klein's latest underwear campaign is breaking big boundaries. Big boundaries? Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean by that? While
Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
Consider creating more inclusive environment for consumers, there is still a huge mountain to climb before it is truly
Maybe not the best choice of words. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. I want to see a fat power. I think there was one in an earlier episode of the current Super Sentai series, number 1 Sentai Gozyuger. There was like a larger Japanese man. Like, by Japanese standards, he's fat. By American standards, he's pretty normal. Just saying, just saying. But like, yeah, there was like a fat Japanese man who was a Super Sentai. Like, he did the whole transformation pose, da 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 da, ba ba ba, do the hand clap, transform, Sentai ding, and then like, you know, the Super Sentai on the screen was like momentarily the same build as the live actor until like he sucked his gut in and became like, you know, the standard body physique for Super Sentai. But it's like, it's there. It's there.
Considered diverse. Huge mountain? Now that's just mean. Calvin Klein, probably the most famous name associated with underwear, just launched a groundbreaking campaign. Groundbreaking? Come on now.
Come on. They had to be doing this on purpose. I refuse to believe they weren't doing this on purpose. It's like groundbreaking, huge mountains, breaking ground. Come on. Come on. Come on. This whole video is based on the precedence of play on words.
The campaign is all about feeling free to express yourself, being uninhibited, and being provocative by challenging the norms we see on a regular basis. See? Challenging norms. It's all about challenging norms. This reminds me of that protein world controversy from 2015. Old heads will remember. I wrote an article about it for the Libertarian Republic.
Oh god, I'm an old head then. I remember that.
Time ago. But anyway, a billboard with this ad for a protein powder supplement was put up and people lost their fucking minds. They vandalized it, they threatened to get a bunch of the employees fired, they threatened to go where the company was located with hammers, all because they committed the great crime of body shaming by daring to have a thin, attractive woman on their ad. This ad made other companies come out with their own like little virtue signaling things, like passive aggressive, like everybody is ready. Like every fashion magazine, every beauty magazine was pumping this out at the time, just fat, 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 fat. The rise of like Tess Holiday and the hashtag F your beauty standards. Oh my god. You could not escape this. Also suspiciously, body positivity only seemed to mean obese women.
Yeah, see how all men are still conventionally attractive. Nice pecs, six-pack abs, broad shoulders. You know, men will see that and be like, damn, those guys look great. I gotta hit the gym so I can look like that too. But yes, I've said it in previous Shoe0nHead videos before, but, you know, body positivity only applies to women. To the men, fuck off.
But yes, everywhere you looked, it was like fat, 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 and everyone was like, yes, queen. Well, now we live.
I don't ever remember saying yes, queen. Ugh. I feel like I lose like a few IQ points every time I say yes. Just say yes. God damn.
Live in Ozempic world, and the fat acceptance movement seems to have died. Like many of the fat influencers, unfortunately.
Ooh, she said it. She said it.
Because they really do feel like all the work they have done to like socially engineer people's behavior and preferences has been just like destroyed overnight. Who would win? Decades of propaganda, one big booby girl. I wrote in
One
an
big
old
booby
article,
girl. One
"Can't
big
I am too
booby girl."
surprised at the backlash towards this model's body. We are living in a world where instead of striving to better ourselves and live a healthy lifestyle, praising obesity and unattractiveness is becoming the norm. Well, Shoe0nHead from 10 years ago, you will be happy to hear that it seems like it's no longer the norm. Because apparently not just American Eagle, but like Dunkin' Donuts and Arby's are using hot people in their ads again. Is the culture truly healing, or are we about to go into a deep financial recession? Questions we should be asking. Angry Reddit freaks also doxed Sydney, looking through her voting records and found out she is a registered Republican. One of the most common things I saw about this were how, like, all the women getting mad about Sydney Sweeney were ugly, and I don't think that's true. There were some, like, pretty people in there. But it got onto this topic that I see all the time, and that is, why are liberal women so ugly? Leftists are ugly, conservatives are hot, which is not true, by the way. I was at January 6th, okay? But for the most part, stereotypes exist for a reason, right? Conservatives are, well, conservative with the way that they present themselves. They tend to follow norms and beauty standards, which is why, for example, the media called Hassan a, quote, progressive in a MAGA body, and how so many women on dating apps nowadays are looking for a man who votes
These women are enforcing those stereotypes, whether they realize it or not.
Democrat but looks like a Republican. Everyone is aware of the stereotypes. And with leftists, you know the stereotype, like the overweight, blue hair, nose ring. They're not all ugly, of course, but many purposely make themselves look ugly. Because being ugly is saying f you to the man. Marcel Duchamp's art piece, Fountain, which was literally just a urinal, was a f you to art institutions and classical ideas of beauty. Those f-ass ugly concrete block brutalist buildings are another example. Brutalism emerged after World War II.
It
as
looks
a
just
post-war
so
modernist style, in part created
dystopian.
as a f you to the classical architecture celebrated by, drumroll, the Nazis. Now think of those
They made dyed hair so lame. Like, come on. Those bright colors like blue and pink. Like, they only look good on anime characters.
concrete buildings and the urinal and apply it to broader society. Basically, the blue hair and nose ring is a f you to, well, Sydney Sweeney. Hitler existed, so now everything has to be fat and ugly. Sorry. I don't know why so many on the left want to give the concept of beauty and health to the right, but it is not a winning strategy. Listen, I just want everyone's basic needs met, alright? I don't want people going in debt if they get into a car accident, or be homeless, or get sent to foreign wars. I didn't sign up for this stupid shit. It is funny, though, how like every time Sydney Sweeney is on camera, there's like a right-wing article like, woke is dead. Wokeness is no match for Sydney Sweeney's undeniable beauty. Are Sydney Sweeney's breasts double D harbingers of the death of woke? Was that girl right about conservatives being boob guys? She might have been right after all. Honestly, this doesn't really make sense because, like, the left are the ones trying to normalize porn and, like, OnlyFans culture and stuff like that. If anything, there is too much boobs everywhere. We need to calm down a bit. But when it comes to Sydney's, like, classical bombshell beauty, like, I kind of get where they're coming from. Sydney Sweeney is a hot white woman who does not mind catering to the male gaze after we had a decade of hearing about how the male gaze is bad and toxic. A decade—
Alright, take a drink. Because God forbid, men are allowed to be happy. I feel like if you guys took a drink every time I said that line, some of you might have to be rushed to the hospital. But anyways. Yes, I'm very self-aware of, like, some phrases I just say over and over again. But here's hoping fast food goes back to the old bright colorful decor. Maybe. No, fast food places grew up and became depressed. Just like us.
of hearing about how white people are bad and toxic. A decade of ugly, angry, fat androgyny seeping its way into everything and anything. When people say Sydney Sweeney is anti-woke, I don't even think they mean politically. I think they just mean like Sydney Sweeney is like looking into a time portal back to 1992. A time when porn addiction wasn't such a big issue. Every woman didn't show her hole online for $5. Hookup apps didn't exist. It's like a bunch of millennials and zoomers are longing for a time they never experienced. But yes, this is a
Yeah.
cultural shift, but not necessarily
Yeah.
a conservative one. Just a return to like normalcy, a return to normal Americana consumerism. In 2065, conservatives are going to be like posting people twerking like, return! These same TikTok
Return.
tweets who are attacking Sydney Sweeney have been sounding the alarm about this cultural shift for some time now. And we see a bunch of celebrities embracing like looking normal and healthy again. Like Demi Lovato is a perfect example of this. She was an obese, short hair, walking stereotype, crying about a frozen yogurt place daring to sell sugar-free frozen yogurt.
I walked in, was so triggered that I left without froyo.
To now being skinny and healthy and married, and even making a TikTok dancing happily in that same frozen yogurt place.
The singer returning to the scene of the crime Wednesday, poking
Wow.
fun at herself on her social.
That's part of the reason these people are freaking out and saying like fascist aesthetics, because they know the chokehold they have had on culture is losing its grip. Inshallah. Once Sam Smith goes back to being normal, that's when I know the culture is healing. Thankfully,
Nature is
American Eagle
healing.
did not bend the knee and did not apologize to the horde. In
Good.
fact, they doubled down. Sydney Sweeney has great genes, is and always was about the genes.
Yep.
Her genes, her story.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. Her genes, her story. HH.
Come on, Shoe.
Uh-oh. Now, I can sit here and say the obvious, like, these corporations just want to pander to you, they just want to sell you like, yeah, obviously.
duh.
But have you considered, it's good when corporation pander to me, personally?
It's good when Corpo Blorpos do the thing I like. Unfortunately for me, that hardly ever happens. Except when they say, fuck you, cancel culture.
So much of American political discourse is, like, around f***ing corporations and ads. The Gillette commercial, Bud Light, Protein World. There are so many examples. Like, it's just crazy how so much of our politics revolves around consuming things. I
Wow,
will buy blue
that's
team
America.
product. I will buy red team product. Bleak. In
Yeah.
conclusion, we are tired of ugly. There's hot people in ads again. The white woman is back, baby. Let's go. 500 trillion more to Israel. Nobody can afford a fucking house. World is run by pedophiles, but woke is dead, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah! So if you like this video, please subscribe and maybe donate to me on Patreon.
We take
Link
the
down
W's
below.
where we
All
can.
Patreon members get the uncensored version of every single video a day early. So you get to hear all the f***s and shits uncensored. If you can't or don't want to do that, there's also a little tip jar down below. You can leave a little
Thanks.
tip and I will give it a little heart. It helps the channel out and I appreciate it so much. Also, big shout out to Holtzkern again for
Holtzkern.
sponsoring this video. Check them
But
out.
those watches are
below,
kind of
and I will
pricey
see
though,
you
so
very soon with a new video.
Maybe think twice. Maybe think twice about buying those watches. I say as I've recently bought another like $450 watch. Listen, chat, listen. It was a limited time collaboration watch celebrating the 20
Sweeney, a
anniversary.
registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there.
I cannot do a Trump impression to save my life. Okay.
Bye. Anyway, as I was saying, listen. I bought that watch because it was a collaboration watch celebrating the 20th anniversary of Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha. As the weakest Fate Testarossa fanboy, I had to get the Fate Testarossa watch. Even though I already have a Chris Yukine watch. From the same maker. From the same site. It's still in delivery. It says like estimated time of arrival, like
Jump!
authorized. Estimated time of arrival, probably like next week maybe. I chose the slowest method of delivery because I'm not in a rush to get it because, like I said, I already have a watch. Also, thank you for the lurk, Ajin. Anyways, that went on for a lot longer than I wanted it to, but we can hide this window now. I can get set up. And I can go work on art. Unfortunately, it's not art I can show live on stream. Not because it's like R18 in nature. It's just something I want to keep a surprise. So instead, I'm putting up Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions. And, where can I go? Activity. Uh-huh. No, we don't want to be relaxing. What about the bay window? Is there... Cleaning. Wow. Drawing. Drawing. Yes. Unfortunately, I do not have a big fancy tablet like this. Unfortunately. But instead, I have like a cheap like bamboo fun tablet. And now I have to move the webcam. Okay. Okay. So you can just... music. What can I switch it to? Sure, let's... Yes. Ooh! Your first tablet was a bamboo fun, huh? Wow. What are the chances? Anyways, I'll try to be like more talkative. However, you know, because of this setup, I'm not going to be able to look at chat as frequently as I can, because like the monitor I'm facing is on my old PC, which is like where I have Clip Studio Paint open. We're going to be working on stuff, and then the next closest monitor is on like the new monitor, and it's like focused on Spirit Lo-Fi Sessions, and I can't really take that away. So then I have... I guess I just have to pull in the third monitor closer to me. Just so it's like, I don't have to turn as much to see chat, but it's still going to be awkward. It's just the nature of the beast. Anyways, I can try talking some more. The thing I'm working on, well, I can't really expose the nature of what I'm working on, because like I said, I want to keep it a surprise. Like, I can talk about it vaguely. I'll be talking like, you know, it's something that, you know, I've been a VTuber for over 4 years now. And, you know, the nature of common writers means, you know, certain things are just inevitable as a common writer. I'm just making sure I'm on the right setting. I mean, there's only so much I can do. And I'm trying to like mentally rotate these things so like design wise they're consistent. I could talk about like around it. Before I get my second monitor, I use my phone with chat only. But you see here, here's the problem, Prisma. My phone is currently charging from a long day at work. From a long day of just using my phone while I'm on my break. And now I'm being raided. Obobo is raiding me. Welcome, raiders. I'm Thunderbird Prime, master of VTuber. And we just finished reacting to Shoe0nHead's latest video. And now I'm working on art. But I'm working on art that I want to keep a surprise. So instead, you're just going to be looking at Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions. But how was, what were you doing? Oh yeah, you were playing Zenless Zone Zero. Yes, Himitsu da. So let's just give a shout out to friend of the channel, Oboro Asano. aka Obobo. This very, you know, affectionate nickname given by, I think it was Lop who started calling you Obobo, and or was it Homu who started calling you Obobo? It was one of those two. And then it just kind of stuck. It was Homu. Of course it was Homu. Bird is keeping yes, the Common Rider VTuber who generally keeps his face hidden is keeping secrets. I will pretend to be shocked. And like, I'm trying to focus on drawing here, but also I need to keep engaged with chat, and also I just need to keep running my mouth. But I have to make sure I don't run my mouth too much, especially not about what I'm working on. Because like I said, I want to keep this a surprise. And I wish I could talk more about what I'm working on, but like I said, I want to keep it a surprise. Why do I want to keep it a surprise? Because surprises are fun when they're not malicious. And this is not a malicious surprise. I just have to become Yapper and talk about things like, oh, I don't know. I feel like my sleepiness is getting worse. Like, I don't know, like when I wake up in the morning on a work day, I feel relatively fine. But it's like the moment I get to work and the moment my shift starts, I start getting like super sleepy. And there have been times I've actually fallen asleep while on the job. Luckily, no one has caught me yet. And if they did catch me, they just didn't care. Which is, you know, a big plus for me. I'm just glad like one of the big bosses hasn't caught me falling asleep. Okay, well, if you could just lurk in stream while you go off and watch Forza, that'd be nice. Just keep the tab open, mute the tab. Which means, oh wait, that means I'm watching myself because I was watching Obobo. Alright, I need to change the tab. Alright, I'm watching someone else now. I just have to make sure. There we go. Salute to Obobo. Thank you for the raid. And so I'm like, I'm not sure if it's like the result of the meds I'm taking. Like, at first I thought it was because of my over dependence on caffeine. So I started like cutting back on the caffeine. And I gave it some time. I gave it like a month. Like I slowly like started cutting back on caffeine. But the issues with being sleepy at work, they nevertheless persisted. They continued, much to my annoyance and frustration. So if it's not the caffeine, it's either the meds, or maybe it's just a mental thing. Maybe it's just the fact that I just don't like this job. The only reason I'm sticking with this job is because A, the money, of course. B, the benefits. You know, like dental, physiotherapy, optometrists, meds. You know, stuff I need to live. third, I'm very worried about like my job prospects if I do leave, because as I mentioned before, like my highest level of education is high school. I don't got the time or the energy to go to college, especially not in this economy. And the job market looks pretty bleak anyways. Like, maybe in desperation I'll like enter a skilled trade or something. But like all the issues I have with my current job are like on a mental level, and maybe you could even say on a social level, maybe. Like, to clarify, I don't have any issue with my coworkers. They all seem like pretty nice people, really. I think that helps. The biggest contribution to how I get along with all my coworkers is the realization that we're pretty much all in the same situation. We're dealing with the same bullshit every day at work. And because of like, you know, that shared suffering, to put it dramatically, that shared suffering kind of like forges like kind of like an unspoken bond. So, you know, because of that, I generally don't have any issue with any of my coworkers. Like, and my bosses, generally no issue with either, at least not on a personal level. On a professional level, there are sometimes moments of friction, but otherwise, I still get along with them. No, I want to say, like, the biggest source of, like, my mental fatigue at my job definitely has to be from the clientele that we have to work with. Like, I try to, like, talk around my job and, like, what I do for, you know, do for a living. I always keep it as vague as possible because, like, I don't want people, like, going out of their way trying to find me or something, or some bullshit like that, you know. Even though I'm a VTuber, even though I'm like a niche internet micro celebrity, like, I feel like I still have a right to some privacy, at least. At least that's what I feel in my heart of hearts. And because of that, I like try to talk around like more sensitive information, like where exactly do I live? What do I do for a living? What kind of car do I drive? Because, like, I've read the horror stories. I've read, like, how people were able to find, like, celebrities just from, like, seeing the reflections in their eyes from a photo. They could tell which train station they were at. It's like, God. Internet parasocials can do better investigative work than the FBI. Change my mind. Oh, that's right, you can't. You can't change my mind on this. Like, I know for a goddamn fact they do much better investigative work. Just from that horror story alone. But because of that innate concern, Would it be fear? I feel like it kind of is fear, but like I want to say it's like concern more than fear. Because of that concern, I tend to not give away any sensitive information like place of living, job, you know, stuff like that. Like, there are things I feel like I need to keep private. There are things I need to keep a secret. Which, you know, if you look at my character design, if you look at the fact that it's based on a common rider, that should have been a given. Like, generally, common riders, like, try to keep their, like, hero personas a secret. Of course, there are outliers, like our boy Godai Yusuke, who put his brand on his t-shirts, his bike, went around telling everyone in his inner circle, hey, I'm Kuga. But since no one knew that name publicly, most of the time people didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Like, his employer was like, Kuga? Is that a name of a new band you're a part of or something? It's just very comical. It was like a brief brevity of like comedy in an otherwise pretty serious story. I'm just looking at like what other things I can change in this design. I am becoming Yapper. God, we're already like halfway through August. Time sure flies, huh? Well, if anyone was part of if anyone dropped by the Discord channel last night, well, for those of you who weren't part of that, I was doing like a Girls Frontline 2 polling session last night in general voice chat. And hey, I got 2 copies of Nikita. Hooray! And I don't really feel like pulling for her weapon because I fucking hate weapon banners. No matter what game it is. Fucking hate weapon banners. Anyways. Let's see. I'm saying what can I change here? What other details do I need to include? I think I've actually included the necessary details, but I'm just gonna give it a once over and see if there's anything I need to add. I mean, let's see. We have this view, that view. Also, I do need to release the latest chapter of my lore that I've completed. I'll probably do that either tomorrow morning or tomorrow night after work. I just have to actually remember to do it. You know what? Actually keeping a consistent schedule of me like actually working on writing, I feel like has helped a lot to maintain a level of productivity. Maybe it's not the level of productivity that I'm 100% satisfied with, but it's a much better level of productivity I was at last year. And, well, surely that counts for something, right? I guess I need to do like a full back view just to show how these things work. Or maybe not like a full back view, maybe just... No, I don't think a full back view is necessary. Just showing off the important parts. I'm just thinking, where does this thing connect to? If I can figure that out, then maybe. Anyways, I'm just talking to myself. I don't know if chat is responding. I haven't looked at chat for quite a bit. Well, we're still working on shorts and video edits. Thank you once again, Iggy, for doing the good work. Your continued work is greatly appreciated. And now our shorts are like getting consistently like over 1,000 views. So I feel like we're making decent progress in that regards, in terms of like visibility, in terms of trying to get myself more noticed. Because I think like someone said, like to become like more famous, maybe famous isn't the right word, but it's like the only word I can think of right now, which is kind of bad when I'm trying to be a writer. It's like, let me try to rephrase that. If you want to become more visible, get more reach, get more exposure as a VTuber, like, you're supposed to focus on one of two things. One is networking, which, as someone who tends to keep to himself, as someone who stays in his own lane, and as someone who's all too painfully aware of the current social climate, that's not really an option for me. Let's just say it, let's just put it lightly. So the other option is to like continuously produce content in the form of like shorts, videos, because the streaming thing can only do so much in order to get eyes on you. Like, you need to do things outside of streaming, like uploading videos, uploading shorts, begrudgingly take part of trends. As much as I don't like taking part of trends, it's a necessary evil sometimes. Emphasis on evil. Can you tell I don't really like the social aspect? Even though I primarily started this hobby not only to like inspire other people, but perhaps find like-minded people as myself and form friendships. Like, Like, the bad actors in the VTubing community will say that male VTubers are just doing it to get closer to the girls. And I would say that's only like 25% true. The other 75%, believe it or not, is actually about like making friends, forming connections, forming lasting connections. And as much as I want to join the Forze watch along with Obobo, right now I gotta focus on this. Right now I need to like try to get this fixed up. Try to get the groundwork done, so to speak. Okay, I just gotta remember every time I turn around to grab my glass of water, make sure I don't hit my head on the third monitor, because I've adjusted the third monitor to become significantly closer so I don't have to turn as much to see it. Of course, when stream is done, I will move the monitors back into their original position. But yes, I feel like this thing, I will need to... I mean, I've done some, like, miscellaneous drawings on the side about how certain components will work. With, like, arrows going everywhere. Well, I say everywhere, but it's really just kind of straightforward. Should I click on this slime? Yes. It's a very cute slime. What else? What else can I talk about as I just sketch away? I mean, I have the base colors down. Alright. I don't think I need to, like, keep adding colors on every iteration. I think just having like the base colors down on one, hopefully that's enough to like translate to the others without really... I just want to save time, you know? Like, I just want to get the sketch down. And hopefully I can pass it on to someone else who's better at art than me and let them work their magic. What else can I talk about? I mean, there's a lot to talk about. It's just not coming to my mind. All aboard the scam train. Let's see. Oh no. I need to do my Azure Lane stuff after this. Even though I did my dailies, it's just the commissions. Oh god, the commissions. They never end. Like the cleaning of a house. It never ends. I don't know if people actually like my pseudo announcer voice. It's hard to say, really. I wonder if I should do that. See where the line goes. And then I have to erase some things, 'cause that's just inevitable. Alright. Okay, I guess that kind of works. But what do I do about this pattern? I mean, should I leave it as is or should I change it? I'm not sure yet. I'm just looking, This main part I am satisfied with. That part I'm still okay with. What's this part though? Maybe I should draw that in as well on this side view, just so I don't get too mixed up. Let me just make sure I'm being consistent with the design. Okay, I think that'll work. What time is it? 10:21. Not bad. Now what's happening on over here? Yeah, I didn't realize this third monitor was so close to my face now. Let's see. Should I? Let's see. Maybe. There are things I need to move. Like over here. Okay. Keep that over there. Maybe move that over here so I can see it better. Alright. Add a new layer. Just want to keep everything separate for now. Name the layer so I don't lose track of what everything is. Yes, I'm one of those freaks who actually names their layers. Wow, it's almost as if naming your layers helps keep track of where things are or something. Wow, who could have thought? Who could have thought about doing something that would actually help you? Wow, couldn't be me. In fact, it's totally me. Alright, save. Don't forget to save. I'm just wondering, do I need to increase the canvas size yet again, or can I avoid doing that for now? Because I would like to avoid doing that for now. Alright, let's see. Maybe move it back. Maybe I don't need to... Alright, maybe I actually need to change the size. Maybe I need to edit things. Let's see. Do I hold shift? Yes, I do. Alright. Alright, let's see. If we move it up here. Move it down. I didn't realize this part that I was drawing was so big. Alright, if we adjust this... Okay. I think for the subsequent views I can get away with just drawing partial stuff. I'm saying this like you guys see exactly what I'm talking about when I know damn well you don't. Because I made it that way. I made sure you guys can't see what the hell I'm doing. Alright. Alright. Move. Make sure I'm on the correct layer. That'd be incredibly important. Oh, yes, yes, yes. It would be very important. Alright. Alright. Now I need to start sketching the back view of this, and just this, and maybe some other parts, but mainly just this. Just so I can show the other person just what the hell am I envisioning with this? Because, well, I would like to keep this on hand in case I don't have time to make like a full-blown reference. I can still at least keep like the concept sketches around to show to people when they require me to show it to them. It's just the time for that is clearly not now. Okay. Actually, no. Do I have like... There we go. Let's see, if I hide this layer, it's gonna look too bad. Doesn't look that bad. Alright, let's... straight line tool. You are sorely underutilized. I am slowly learning to use the tools at my disposal. I feel like it's one of those video game habits that I picked up that unfortunately translates to real life as well. Like, one of the biggest things is, of course, like How do I say this? You know how there's like, you try not to use items in character acting games like Devil May Cry? Yeah, unfortunately that kind of translates to real life as well. Where you just avoid taking the easy way out, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Probably not. Like, I'm slowly getting better at that. I'm slowly allowing myself. I'm slowly telling myself it's okay to, like, use metaphorical items in a difficult situation. It usually translates to, like, using the tools you have at your disposal. Asking for help sometimes. Just admitting that sometimes you just don't know. And, well, it does save me a bit of headache down the road. Alright, we'll put it there, and then we'll put it there. Am I still... Yep, I'm still on the right layer, right? God, I sure hope so. Alright, what if we hide this layer? Okay, that... We got the base stuff down, okay. That's fine. Okay, okay. I'm sure we can work with this. Yeah, unfortunately, we do have to increase the canvas size yet again. Just so we can get, like, things fitted in. Now, I should probably save too. And, you know, maybe deal with the crackling a bit. Maybe solve the crackling issue. Maybe the issue of the crackling has to do with, you know, things that are beyond my control. Like perhaps I cannot control the crackling when it happens. Perhaps, just maybe perhaps, I can minimize the occurrences of the crackling happening. I think I know what the scenario causes the crackling. Unfortunately, I do not know how to solve the core problem. All I can do now is just avoid setting up the circumstances that allow for the crackling to happen. I just wish I could figure out the core problem. I wish I could figure out the root of the problem so that I can solve the problem. Because, wow, men like solving problems. Who would have thought? Crazy, I know. So crazy to think that men have been just conditioned to be the problem solver their entire lives. Absolutely bonkers. Something like that. Generic A pose, but you know, the A pose is good for, you know, spreading the arms out just a little bit. Just kind of give it like a natural stance. And, you know, get the details in. Just... You know, I'd probably get a lot more fan art if my core concept design, my core design wasn't so quote-unquote complicated. But, you know, it is what it is. I wish it wasn't what it is, but it is what it is. I wish more artists were more open, more willing to try to draw, you know, armor designs. But, you know, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Like, and by kind of, I mean, I really get it. You know, drawing cute / sexy girls is a lot more fun for most people. I can't really hold that against them because it's true. Drawing cute / sexy women is more fun. I'm not going to deny that. I'd be kind of a hypocrite if I did say that. Because I too like seeing art of beautiful, sexy anime women. I won't deny that. I will never deny that. Oh. I may have made a mistake. Now I can't see chat. I should probably figure that out. Anyways, let's hide Elgato for now so I can set things up again. You know, in the pursuit of solving a certain problem, I might have... see, the crackling is back. There are some problems we just have to live with. I really wish it wasn't that way. I've been trying everything I could come up with to figure out this crackling problem, but to no avail, and it's just driving me insane. I hate that this problem persists, even though I've done my damnedest to solve the problem. But anyways. I'll probably try to like label these for future reference for whoever is looking at this in the future. Just so they can see the method to my madness. I don't know how many of these lines I'm doing, but, you know. Sure, that seems like enough. Is it enough? Who knows? Who cares? Then afterwards, I'll have to like move everything back, move the monitors back, move the webcam back. Cause like I had to move the webcam because like I'm not looking at the other monitor like I usually am. I'm not looking at the gaming PC monitor. I am looking at the streaming monitor because that's the one that has Clip Studio Paint. That's the one that I'm doing the art on. Okay. What other details can I do? I should probably save too. This is in good progress, and I don't want to lose it. Even when I'm drawing, my fingers just reflexively contort into Control S position. It's just a habit I picked up while writing. Even with my pen, it's like I'll just move the pen in my hand and go to Control S position to save. You know, some habits are good, some are bad. You just need to figure out which habits are good and which habits are bad. It's like, I really am tempted to like show off what I'm actually working on. But, you know, I wanted to keep it a surprise. And I know that keeping it a surprise will hopefully pay off down the road. There's just some things I need to coordinate on and see, There's definitely, like... Alright, there is something we have to draw here. I don't know. I know in like the current version, it probably looks god-awful right now what I'm doing, but I'm going to trust the process. I think that's the biggest like mental roadblock when it comes to art, at least for me specifically, is that like in my early childhood, I was raised to be like a perfectionist. Like, I had to do everything perfectly. You know that feeling. I'm sure there's some people in chat who understand what I'm talking about. So I just kind of developed that unfortunate, like, side effect of, like, oh, I didn't do it perfect the first time. That means I'm automatically garbage at it. Like, I have to be either instantly good at it, or if I'm not, then... yeah. Fortunately, I've been slowly but surely breaking out of that mindset. But there's still work to be done. Just thinking, what else do I need to change? Wait, was that even... I can't even tell if that was there or not. You know, it looks like I have to draw a bit more detail than I was initially planning to, unfortunately, just to make sure that like everything connects and makes sense. I just want to see. Alright, there's stuff. There are definite some parts that I'm gonna have to elaborate on, whether I like it or not. Because sometimes you just have to elaborate on things. Just so things don't get misunderstood, unfortunately. Which means, let's see, side. I have to go back to this. And then extrapolate that. Which means I'm going to have to erase this. Yeah, I think that makes some sense. Boom, boom. Yeah, that actually makes sense. That little change makes everything connect. Wow. I might be a genius or something. Holy shit, guys. Can you believe it? I, Thunderbird Prime, am a fucking genius. It's so very awesome. Just like me. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I think I can probably get away with just drawing this much for this part. Boom, 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 boom. But hey, if you guys are liking those YouTube shorts and videos that I'm putting up, be sure to give them a like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, help spread the word around. It helps a lot with the channel. Hopefully, at this rate, we can get the YouTube channel monetized. We need a... Let's see, I think we're at 370 followers on the YouTube channel. So that means we need another 130 to get to 500. So that's one requirement. Just make sure you're getting a lot of watch time for those shorts and videos to help us get closer to that monetization goal. Because, you know, as the old saying goes, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So, like, I don't want to depend solely on Twitch for any kind of monetization / income. I would like to, you know, have multiple sources. So, you know what I mean? I don't just want one source. I want multiple sources, so if one fails, I'm not completely screwed. Think I'm on the right layer. I sure hope I am. Yeah, looks like I'm on the right layer. Good. Oh, thank goodness. Always make sure you're on the right layer, chat, before you do any significant changes. Otherwise, it's going to be a pain in the ass to go back and fix. There's my advice for the night. Oh yeah. Okay. My phone is getting charged up. It's not all the way there, but it's getting there. And I guess I'm slipping into kind of like the soft voice because it's starting to get late. In fact, well, it is late. It's 10:51 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I have to remember that we're still in daylight savings time, which, you know, I feel is an abomination on our current society. We have evolved past the need for daylight savings. Why do we still adhere to it when most of the world has already abandoned it? It just doesn't make any sense. We don't need it anymore. We've stopped needing it. I don't even think farmers still use it. Like, for real, for real. Alright. I guess that's like... it's something. Alright, let's take this lasso tool and move it. No, don't move that. Move this. There we go. And can we? No. I want to deselect, please. Select. Control D. Control these nuts. Ayo, got 'em. Like, the moment I said Control D, I knew what I had to say next before someone beat me to it. Like, the only one allowed to D's nuts me is me. I have to beat everyone else to it. Uh-oh. What do you mean? Am I... oh. I see. For some reason, when I went back to my pencil tool, it was select... the color selected was on transparent for some odd reason. I wonder if this will be good enough to go by. I'm not sure. I think it'll be fine. It's fine. Like, we already got like 2 other views of how these things look. I think by now they'll get the picture. Ha, get it? Cause I'm drawing. Ha 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 ha. All right, I have to send this VOD. I have to download this VOD after stream, and then send it to my editor, so he can work on the next React video. Boom, boom, boom. At least the music is nice and calming. Although I'll probably be wrapping up in 5 minutes. Although... I wonder if I can just do this. Expand? No. Copy. Paste. Edit. Transform. Flip horizontal. And then we apply the transformation and then move it. I like to move it. Control these nuts. Layer. Merge with layer below. That's fine. Okay, you know, there we go. There we go. Some little nifty little hacks. Although it's less of a hack and more just making my life a little easier. Even if it's just by like 5 minutes. But hey, that's 5 minutes we saved. Although I should probably... Let me look through the reference window. What do I have saved in the reference window? I'm pretty sure I have some things that I need. Like that. That seems pretty important. I should probably add that in somewhere. Because, you know, the actual thing is covered by a hand, so... You know what I mean? Should probably sketch that out, as you know. Alright, maybe... can I draw a shape? Yes, I can draw a shape. Alright, I'm on the right layer. Okay, that's good. That's good. Edit. Outline selection. Drawn border. That's good. It's just a circle. No need to get alarmed. Alright. Alright. We'll say the angle starts here. Maybe not. Maybe that's too soon. Maybe we have to start it back a little further. I feel like the track list has gone and repeated itself. I guess it's fine. I mean, it's a good track. It's a good playlist. But, you know, I can see why some people would like put on their own playlists if they turned on Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions for a bit too long. I can see why they would do that. I can see why they would go the custom route. because I can understand their position. I probably would too if I played this non-stop on repeat for several days, weeks, months, maybe even years. So it is not without some merit, I want to say. You know what? That is a hard cutoff time. It is now 11 o'clock. We can go raid someone else. We can do other things. Oh. Look at that. Look at that. Brother of the channel, Jack Delane, has just gone live. This is excellent timing. So, thank you all for joining me tonight. As always, there's the mandatory call to action of follow me on all my social media accounts of Twitter, YouTube, Blue Sky, Discord, Throne. And of course, we need to hit him with a classic Thunder Raid. Then that means I have to close these tabs too. The crackling is inevitable, but it is what it is. Alright, mute tab. Aha! I caught it ahead of time, but I can feel the crackling coming back already. I do not like it. I hate it. I hate it so much. But we got to support the bros. Alright? Good night, everyone, and remember to stay prime.